Going on, family? Back with another video. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kieran T Davis, and I'm putting this video out here with the intentions of helping as many people as possible. And I just pray that God uses me in a way to speak through me, so this video can resonate, connect with those for whom it is intended for. Please stand. So, also, I always skip this, but also, if at any point anything in this video resonates with you, do me the kindness of liking, commenting, and subscribing so we can reach our goals. Also, know you clicked on this video because you're looking for some piece of information. You don't know when that information will come. It can come 10 minutes in. It can come 3 minutes in. Just stay locked in because you don't know when you're going to have that piece of information that could potentially change your life. So I'll tell you guys, watch the video all the way through. Now let's lock in. It's in my spirit today to talk to you guys about something specific. And I put chosen ones on this video because I'm starting to understand who this channel is for. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But chosen one does not mean it's a small group. Chosen one does not mean it's a small group. It might be small in the totality of all human beings. It's not 8 billion people, right? But it can very well much be 50 million people, right? And what I consider as a chosen one is someone whom God has a very special task for. This doesn't make you better than anybody else. If anything, others might feel grateful to not be chosen because yes, they do have a very specific mission or purpose that God has given them, and it's important. It's very important, and God needs them here. No one's here by mistake. Everybody's here because they're important. They have purpose, right? But the chosen ones, there are a select few of us, right? And select few, like I said, could be 50 million, right? There's a select few of us who have a very a challenging role that some might be like, they might grin when they hear it, like, oh, you gotta do that. That sounds like a lot. But see, this role, this mission was handcrafted for you. Handcrafted for you. You were handcrafted for it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you have always been the person for this, and God has designed you to handle this task. So this task will be as challenging for you as everybody else's task is as challenging for them. You understand what I'm saying? It is a just task. Like, it's not fair. Because if we try to compare them all up, hey, yours might be harder. But it's just. And you are the person that is equipped for this thing as well. So this is what I mean first and foremost when I say chosen. Chosen. To my chosen individuals. The ones who have a very challenging task. If you resonate with that, and you might be thinking, okay, how do I know? You will know because your whole life it has been a little bit more, there's been more bumpy roads. Right, people have treated you poorly. You tend to not fit in. You tend to be more isolated, not by choice, but it seems like you speak, Mandarin, Chinese Mandarin, where everybody else is speaking English. Perhaps you speak, just whatever, right? Like it's like your texts are sending in Wingding, or you know what I mean. So it's like you will know. Actually, I don't even have to explain it because you will know when I say chosen ones, it just resonate with you on a higher level, on a spiritual level, right? So let me say this, that chosen ones, it is time for you to lock in. And you might be like, man, I thought I was already locked in. Yeah. You were locked in. You were calibrating. You were lining up with what is about to happen. You are lining up with what is about to happen. Now, before I say this, let me make sure I'm periodically check my mic, make sure my mic's still on. I'm periodically check the camera to make sure my phone's still recording. We ain't upgrade yet. Good, in due time, good Lord willing. But first, let me say this before I really dive into this: that I do not try to present myself or appear as better than anyone. I'm not smarter than anyone. I'm just allowing God to use me for his will. And a lot of this stuff, guys, I'm speaking from my soul. I might just be hearing it for the first time when I speak it, because like I said, I'm allowing God to take my mind there. I'm allowing God to use my voice. So a lot of this stuff, guys, it just flows. I don't have a script. I'm literally driving home. Well, I'm driving to the gym. Actually, I gotta go to the bank today. I'm driving. I don't have no script. I'm gonna talk to y'all from my spirit, from my soul. I'm gonna allow God to take over my mind. You understand what I'm saying? because this is a part of a gift that God has given me, and I'm just allowing God to use me, right? So I'm not better than anybody. It might look good, it might look cool, but it's literally just like you. There's things about you that is equal. I don't think no one's better than me, but I don't believe I'm better than anyone else. So let's talk about it. I'm not no guru. I'm not none of that. I can, I can probably provide you a lot of help and assistance in life. You know what I mean? But like again, that's just from being connected to, the Holy Spirit. The gift of wisdom, the gift of knowledge. That's what I have. Just like somebody's a pastor or whatever the case may be, I have a different gift, and I'm tapping into that, and God is allowing me to strengthen that gift, by using it for His will and not for the enemy. So let's lock it. I got those. That's housekeeping. Okay. So chosen ones, yes, it's time. This is like a bat signal in the sky for all the chosen ones. This is a bat signal in the sky for all the chosen ones. If you got a friend, send them this video, because this is gonna be step one. And this is just what and we're gonna bypass the prelude. We're gonna bypass the what do you call it? This is past the orientation, because all of that would be you identifying this, aligning with this, understanding this, and locking into your goals. And this is step one for all my brothers and all my sisters, man. And what is this? I've talked about this briefly before, but I'm gonna go in depth today. You will not be able to complete your mission if you are not organized. It's so simple. How is that? How is that anything? What are we supposed to do with that? Let's run it back. You will not be able to complete your mission if you are not organized. Let's talk about it. So there's a couple ways to be organized. Of course, in your physical space, in your physical environment, and so forth. And we can talk about that, right? But the thing I want to talk about first is in your mind. How can I be organized in my mind? And how does this connect to me being organized in my physical space, right? And then it also is going to tie into you being just organized and just in the sense of set on top of things, right? Because here's the thing. There's people that say that discipline is the most important thing. I would like to say it's not. How is discipline not? Yeah, discipline is at the root of a lot of success. However, if it's not the root, right? And when I say the root, I mean if there's something that, like for example, what is it? With simplest form. If there's a simpler form from there, then it's not the root. It is just, it might be amongst the roots, but it's not the seed. You understand what I'm saying? It's not the seed. I would like to argue that organization is the seed. Right? How so? Okay? And it's like, and to be fair, I actually think they're both the seed, but that's a weak argument, right? So I'm not even going to say that. So it's like, just for the sake for people in the comment section. But what I'm saying is because being disciplined is going to help me do so many things. But what can help me be more disciplined? Being more organized, right? Right? And see, like can discipline help me be more organized? Yes, it can. So they're kind of like a left and a right hand. But for sure, a lot of people that start goals and start things like that and try to do all these things like that, they fall off because of lack of discipline and a lack of organization. But you need organization, and people don't talk about it enough. And it's like the twin that got adopted or something like that, or the twin that, I ain't gonna say that. But it's like it's so important, guys. It's so important. You need to be organized, and here's why. There's so many things that come to your mind. And you need to be able to sort out the different quality of thoughts. There's certain thoughts that you don't want nothing to do with. The enemy could just be whispering in your ear, trying to get certain thoughts in your mind to kind of get them in your subconscious for you to begin to auto-suggest these thoughts for the rest of your life. This is not your thoughts. These are not your thoughts. There's certain ideas and there's certain missions and there's certain things that God's trying to speak to you, but your mind is so cluttered you can't even decipher between whose voice is that. Whose voice is that? Who's telling me that? And you're not, and since you're not in your Bible, you don't read your Bible well enough to distinguish God's voice and what aligns with God's word, right? You don't read your Bible enough, so you don't really know that. So right now you don't know. So you're mistaking your voice for the enemies. You're mistaking the enemy voice for God's. You're mistaking God's voice for the enemies, for all these other things, bro. And you just don't. And your mind's not clear. Your mind's not clear, right? Therefore, you need to first start to organize these voices in your head. What are you talking about? These voices in your head, dude, man? This man crazy. You're talking about voices in your head. So you think every whisper in your mind is just your subconscious? You think every whisper in your mind is your own mind, is your own thoughts? I keep telling you, this is a spiritual war. It's a spiritual war that we're in. Every whisper in your mind is not your subconscious. Your subconscious is not that. You understand what I'm saying? So you really gotta be gotta be tapped in. Now I'm gonna take a high level because I believe that you guys are intelligent. I'm gonna take a high level because I believe you guys are intelligent. And I also got until I get to the thing, to the bank to do that. Let me check this. We locked in, we loaded. Okay, because I'm gonna turn it up a notch. I take it there because I believe you guys are intelligent, right? So let's talk about it. No, man. Every voice and chatter you hear in your mind is not yours. Sometimes it's the enemy trying to fool you, trying to blend in and sound like you. You know. Sometimes God's trying to connect you, and God can connect you in a lot of different ways. Like me posting this video, is God connecting you, and God's telling you it's time to get organized. And first, you need to organize your thoughts. You need to know your thoughts from your lower self and your higher self, like your soul and your flesh, right? From when the enemy is trying to corrupt your mind and force you to sin, right? You can categorize that based off sin, right? You can categorize your lower self based on falling for that sin, the one that just. All right, let me go dive in there. All right, look, when you are being coerced to sin, that is the enemy. The enemy will never have you do something that's good. Never. Never. It will be from pride. It'll be from greed. It'll be from gluttony. It'll be from sloth. It'll be from all those things that deteriorate your plan, that take away from your purpose. Understand that. Your lower self will be the voice in your head that tries to justify the suggestions of the enemy. Let's go, man. We're gonna help somebody today. Your lower self is going to be the voice in your head that tries to justify the suggestions made by the enemy. This is your flesh, right? Your spirit, right? Your highest self, the purest form of you, is the one that's going to rebuttal these things and is going to be more aligned with righteousness, right? With development, with locking in, with being organized, with being consistent, with following your purpose, with following your dreams, with showing up, waking up early. That's the part of you that might be a little hard. Might be a little hard on you. But you gotta teach that voice grace. You gotta teach that voice to give you some grace, to give you some patience. Because that part of you doesn't want to be held back by this flesh. And that's what we're going through, a human experience, right? I'm gonna have to do 2 parts, 3 parts of this video, man, because I don't have enough time to tell y'all everything. Because we're going deeper in directions. I'm just letting God have His way, right? And see, God's voice is always going to be aligned with what's consistent within the Bible, His words, His commandments, His laws, what He's asking of you, And so many of us fall to the wrong voices in our mind because we don't know who's talking to us. We don't know who's talking to us, right? We don't know who's talking to us. Don't know who's talking to us, right? So get your mind organized. So when you start to follow the voice of God and follow the voice of your higher self, your soul, they're going to start giving you directions. They're going to start giving you bases and check marks to go through, right? And this is going to start your personal development journey. Right? But as you're doing this, I'm telling you that base 1 was getting organized. So as you start to do this, I need you to get very familiar with writing things down. I I need you to get very familiar with adding things on your notepad on your phone. My phone is filled with notes because there's so many ideas that come to mind that I have to jot down. There's so many things that happen that I gotta take note of. There's so much stuff that God has entrusted me to remember, and you don't even walk around with a notepad. You don't even have a pen and pad next to you. You're not even organized. How come God give you directions and you don't even write them down? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So your mind's gonna tell you, hey, we need to do this. Your soul, right? Gonna tell you, we need to do this. Write it down. Now we need to organize a plan. We need to organize a plan to take care of that. So now we got the plan. And now we got a bunch of ideas flowing too, because now it's pouring. We got ideas, we got direction. God is commanding our steps. We need to organize. We need to make a plan. We need to follow through, take action. Now this is where the discipline comes in, because there's times where you're not going to see results and you got to keep going. There's times where you don't feel like it and you got to do it anyway. There's going to be times where you're distracted and you got to break that distraction. There's going to be that times where discipline is useful, but it all starts off with just getting organized, because it's the organization skill that's going to move you to organize your thoughts, organize the things that is coming through so that you can follow back up on them. I mean, I'm putting dates on things. I mean, I'm pinning things here. I'm putting things in clear sight. See, so many people struggle with checking things off the list because they didn't even make a list. Hi, of course you're struggling with checking stuff off your list. You don't even have a list, right? And we ain't even talking about putting things on your calendar. We ain't talking about putting dates to things, right? So when you're planning something, okay, how long do you have before this needs to be done? You don't even give yourself a deadline. You don't give yourself a timeline. You don't put dates to anything. So how do you expect there's something to get done? You're just gonna miraculously get done on its own? You trust yourself that much, right? Spirit and flesh together to just do something? You're not going to put dates on it. I'm not saying that you can't do anything without being organized. Oh, you can get stuff done. You remember to eat, don't you? But what I'm saying is you're not going to be your best self. You're not going to be your most efficient self. And there's no way you're going to you're not going to clear all these missions in life by just going all willy-nilly and being undisciplined. You see, your life, think about it. Your life has got you this far from what you're doing. If you want to go to the next level, you need a new system in place, right? Let me make sure this mic is on. Let me make sure we're still good. We still good? We locked in? Okay, boom. I'm reading this book, 10x is better. 10x is easier than 2x. Like doing 10 times of what you're doing is easier than trying to get a 2x result. How is that so? Because a person that's looking for a 2x return or a 2x result, this individual is only trying to just do more of what they're currently doing. It's not going to get them 10x. If you want 10x, you need to put a whole new system in place, a whole new system, because your current system will not get there. You know what I mean? You can't. The math, it ain't gonna math. You need a whole new system in place. You need to figure out how to create a whole new system. So for some of you who are trying to become your best self, but you're nowhere near that, you're nowhere near that. You need a whole new system in place for how you're running your life. If you're trying to 10x your life, you need to 10x yourself, and you need a new system for how you operate yourself. So many of you are looking outside of you on how you can improve your life and live a better life, but in reality, it is you, the person. That is what you need to first work on. You need to uninstall your current operating system and download a new system. Create a new lifestyle, one that promotes organization, one that promotes discipline, one that promotes giving it everything you got every day, one that promotes so many more things that we're going to discuss on this channel. Right? Organization. See, it was man, there's so many different things I can tell you guys about this thing, but getting organized changed my life. I wasn't the person in school who was organized. I would show up. I thought I was smart enough to just do it when I got there and whatever. I didn't really study. I just kind of skated by. I got more organized when I went to college, and I did way better. Graduated with high honors. And in business, there was times where I wasn't organized and everything because so many hats you have to wear. so many hats you have to wear, and you got to really think deeper. But the journey is you becoming who you have to become to do what you have to do. It's not so much about getting where you're trying to go, and that's what so many get wrong. So it's like, I'm so grateful for all these things because I know these things were making me into the person I am today. And today, who I am is in the process of becoming my best self ever. A higher version that will become unrecognizable to anybody who grew up with me, because I've committed to the journey of transforming and developing and becoming who God intends me to be to complete this mission, right? So constantly evolving and transforming. But I'm telling you guys, if you do not organize your life, right? Organize your thoughts, right? Organize your life. You need to take notes. You need to write things down. Don't trust your memory. The enemy will try to hide that thought from you. Write things down. Use a calendar. Use a calendar. Use a calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it does not exist. That's how you gotta feel, right? When I got in the gym, so taking weightlifting more seriously. Yeah, the other day I was able to bench. It wasn't 200 exactly, 195, 3 sets of 10, with no problem. To where I felt like I gotta go up. I gotta put my weight. It's only happened from months of tracking the amount of weight I'm lifting. It's only came from months of, it's like I have to write down the exercise I did on Monday, how much weight I did, how many reps I did, how many sets I did, and I have to track that to make sure that I am getting stronger, or if I'm just sitting here bullshitting. I have to get organized with my workouts if I want to actually see progress. And so many of you are just willy-nilly going through life and you're unorganized. And then you'll have like this panic attack midday because you're like, oh man, I need to figure this out. I need to figure that out. I need to figure that out. And it's like your mind is telling you, like your soul, your higher self is saying, hey, all right, man, look, what is we doing? Is we for real or are we doing stuff? You know what I mean? Is we for real or we just playing around? That what your soul is trying to kick in. Hey, hello, what are we doing? What are you doing? You're wasting all this time. Your soul wants to be untethered from you because you live off your flesh and not through your soul, not through your spirit. Your spirit is like, what are you doing? Can we please get to work? I tell you guys all the time, man, God put us here to serve him and to serve each other. We're supposed to help each other. And you don't know who is suffering from your procrastination. Who is suffering in the world from your procrastination? If you guys get any value from my videos, that means, man, how else would they have got this message? It wouldn't have resonated with them. I have to let God use me. So how many of you are being disobedient and not allowing God to use you? And it's not even like you're intentionally being disobedient. It's just that I forgot. Because you're not organized. You're not organized in your home. You're not organized in your thoughts. You're not organized on your calendar. You're not organized in your activities. It takes intention. Some people are naturally organized. I am not one of those people. But I tell you what, when I got more organized, my life changed. I have to record these videos every day. It takes a certain amount of organization. It takes a certain amount of organization. I'm not saying I have the best system in the world. I don't have the best system in the world, right? But it does take a certain amount of organization to be able to show up on this, and I have to think about that. Okay, if I'm gonna do this, how would I do that? Okay, I'm gonna do this at this time. I got this. Okay, and then sometimes, man, life happens too, where you get distracted, or your calendar, or you get busy, and you're like, oh man. And so I have to have that on my calendar to know, hey, next Thursday, you're not gonna be able to even work out because you gotta shift your workout routine. So maybe you work out on Tuesday, maybe you work out on Sunday and leave Thursday as a rest day. And okay, also since you're not gonna be able to work out, when are you gonna record your YouTube video, right? So I know this 2 weeks in advance. Okay, so that means maybe that Saturday before that Thursday, record a video for Thursday because so we can still show up. Like that doesn't happen if you're not organized, guys. It doesn't happen if you're not an organized person. You gotta be organized. You just have to be. And I want you to think about all the different ways in your life, all the different areas in your life where you can apply more organization. And I want you to commit to that for 90 days, being intentional about being organized, writing down your thoughts, your ideas, writing down a plan of action, organizing your thoughts and know whose voice that is talking to you, so you don't get distracted or you don't get discouraged, because the enemy will 100% try to discourage you and push you off your pivot, push you out your square. You understand? Give it 90 days. Put things on your calendar. I don't care if you're just doing laundry, put it on your calendar. What time you're going to shower, put it on your calendar. Have a to-do list, you know? Have your day planned. I'm telling you, it will change your life. It will change your life. It will change your life. And if any of you want to prove me wrong, just try it. I just ask you to do it for 90 days. It ain't going to be inconsistent because you're going to fall off with it. You're going to mess up with it and just get back to it. Restart. And I'm telling you, look how I bet your life changed. I bet you check everything that's currently in your life right now. I bet you in 90 days, if you get organized, you'll have a completely new list of things to do. With that, I love you guys. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you tomorrow.